Welcome to another edition of Tuscaloosa Talks, and happy new fiscal year. Now, to most people, that doesn't mean anything, but to our guest today, our CFO, Carly Standridge, it means everything, right?
It means everything. It's a shining star for me.
Now, you just got through a busy time, you and your department, in passing the fiscal year budgets for the city of Tuscaloosa.
Yes, sir.
For those that do not know about how the city's budget works, talk about our general fund budget and our water and sewer budget, how much they are and what they do for the people of Tuscaloosa.
Absolutely. So our general fund budget this year is about $175 million. It's its own standalone, and it includes things of just general government work, such as all the public safety work, all of the environmental service work, things of that nature are all housed in the general fund. And then we also have the water and sewer fund budget, which basically houses all of the water and sewer components for all of the city citizens that are hooked up to our water and sewer system. And so that includes all of the treatment plants, the distribution, like all the metering work, and then of course the bills that everybody gets at their house to be able to pay for all the water and sewer services that they do get.
Okay, and we're unique. Most communities, in fact, there's only 3 in Alabama that actually operate their own water and sewer utility.
Absolutely. Most cities, when they do have water and sewer utilities, those are separate organizations that are not managed by their government. We are unique in that aspect that we have both our regular government work and we also have our utility work that we control completely.
Now, to help you do all this is immense, over nearly $250 million in operating. That didn't even include the millions upon millions, tens of millions in capital a year. Talk about your team, the accounting and finance team. Who are they? How many of you are there in your department, and what do you guys do every day?
So we have about 38 employees total that encompasses from 3 different divisions. The first one is the revenue division, and so they're really separate and apart from the budgeting process, but they will do all of the tax revenue collections and all the projections. And then we have the budget and strategic planning division, and that encompasses about 10 people, and they're the ones that do the majority of the budgeting work throughout the year. Yes, preparing for the adoption every fiscal year, but also the maintenance throughout the year and advising of all of the departments about what their budgets really mean and how they can spend them appropriately with all of the legal and financial requirements that we have. The last division that we have is accounting and financial reporting, and what they do is basically like the year-end close work, the audit work, and then any financial reports that we produce and have to submit to federal government, to state government, and really to advise all of our citizens that might call in at any time to tell them what we are really doing and how we track everything.
It's really fascinating. I mean, we do hundreds of thousands of transactions a month. We have to account for every single dime, and we should. It's taxpayers' money. And your department is responsible for ensuring all that happens on a daily basis. I imagine you see a lot of spreadsheets and a lot of data every single day.
Absolutely, and that's actually what we live for. If we can do some data extraction, put it in a spreadsheet, and then we can turn that into information that somebody can really digest and understand, that's actually what our goal is. Only
a CPA would say that's what you live for, with being spreadsheets. All right, part of the general fund budget, although we do separate it out from just so people can see it separately, is Elevate Tuscaloosa.
Yes, sir.
In 2019, we passed Elevate and went into effect fiscal year 2020. And we're seeing here at an Elevate project just opened.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is beautiful. River District Park, and in the near future, the pedestrian bridge is going to be built here and extend over to the Saban Center and Event Center. So Elevate Tuscaloosa, why was it important for the city in terms of making investments to have Elevate pass, and what does it mean for the city moving forward from a financial perspective?
So basically, before we passed Elevate, the City of Tuscaloosa government was we were doing well maintaining. I think that we did a good job with being able to put services forth that were useful for our citizens and help them have everyday lives. However, there was really no capacity for any growth. There was no capacity for any expansion of quality of life or expansion of just enjoyment of the city in general. Mm-hmm. And what Elevate Tuscaloosa really did was to help us create the capacity to just take it that next step further, to increase our capacity for learning, our capacity for life, and our capacity for enjoyment. And really, you kind of see that with this park behind us. It's not just going to be a center for recreation, but also a center for learning into the future. And really, without Elevate, we wouldn't have been able to do that. Our general fund budget was just not at the level that it needs to be able to create that growth capacity.
Now, most people, in sales taxes represent 53% of our general fund budget and really represent even a higher proportion of our discretionary money that's not passed through. Most people look at their sales taxes and say it's 10 cents, but in reality, what do you get?
The city of Tuscaloosa only gets 3 cents. So you pay 10 cents on every dollar. The city of Tuscaloosa only gets 3 of that 10 cents.
And our comparison cities, Auburn has 4 cents, Birmingham has 4 cents, Huntsville has 4.5, Mobile has 5. So we're still doing more really with less.
I think that we stretch our pennies very, very well here. And the way that we manage that, like you said, is with the set aside for Elevate, being able to completely track that 1 cent that we promised the citizenry would be spent completely on Elevate initiatives. We are able to track that to the penny and be able to ensure that what we have promised them is being delivered.
And not only does it deliver great projects like River District Park, Northern Riverwalk, soon to be Western Riverwalk that gets under construction, it also helps in the garbage bill every month. So tell people what in their garbage bill, why is it less and how much is it because of Elevate?
So back in 2019, before Elevate was in effect, every citizen was paying about $20 a month for their garbage bill. And when Elevate came to pass, the city of Tuscaloosa, to help offset that extra 1 cent in their sales tax, we decreased their garbage fee to about $3.25. So they went from paying about $20 to paying about $3. That $17 savings every month adds up to about $200 a year, which mainly offsets the increase in sales tax revenue that we would get from each individual citizen going out and paying additionals on their grocery or additional on when they go out and clothes shop. And so that $17 per citizen amasses to about $5 million a year. And so Elevate will then pay the general fund, that garbage rate. That $5 million transfers to the general fund to be able to try and make the general fund whole within our garbage services that we offer.
So Elevate's doing a lot of things across the board. The city's doing a lot. We won't even have time to touch on water and sewer and the investments that are going there. We just went through a very intensive ratings review with Moody's and Fitch. We ended up staying a AAA, which is the best you can be with Fitch. We should be very proud of that. And a AA1 with Moody's. These are superior ratings, elite ratings that we have. If you're the taxpayer, why is that important? Why being the best of the best, financially managed, and having that accreditation from those agencies, why does it matter?
It matters because, the first thing, just like with any loan that any citizen would like to take out, whether it be your home mortgage or a car loan, the first thing that lender is going to look at, the first thing that bank is going to look at is really going to be your credit score. How are you able to pay us back, and how are you managing your own personal finances to be able to pay us back? Really, it's the exact same thing for us. It's just done by a completely different organization. And so what the rating agencies do is they basically give us a credit rating. And so that credit rating then goes to what interest rate you're going to pay when you do take out debt. So if your credit rating is lower, you're going to end up paying a lot more in interest on every single debt that you take out. Because ours is so elite, we really do pay some of the lowest interest in the entire state and the entire nation on any debt that we take out to help do things like River District Park. So
what you're saying is that the city's well managed and outside independent agencies validate that?
Not only do the bond rating agencies absolutely validate that, but so do our independent external auditors, and there are even peer groups that we have for peer audits that will come in. The Office of the Inspector General from the federal government will 100% say that we are usually the test case, and whenever they go out to other cities, they'll tell those cities to call us to ask us how we manage a lot of things.
We have a lot going on at the city. We have the additional burden of managing not only the airport but the water and sewer fund. You and your team do a fantastic job in making that happen. I appreciate all that you do in protecting the taxpayers' money. If you want more information about the city's current budget, what website can they go to get documents? I know there may be other people that love spreadsheets like you do.
Absolutely.
Where can they go see different budget documents and dive into how we spend their money?
Full budget document and then some additional support spreadsheets are at Tuscaloosa.com/23 budget. You'll see the full budget document. You'll see your presentation to the City Council and then any supporting documents like we have right here in front of us.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're very fortunate to have people like Carly and so many city employees that make a difference every single day. This has been another edition of Tuscaloosa Talks.